Feeney Talks with Friends. We won an Emmy. It's been 157 podcasts, but we did it. I'd like to thank my mother, my father, and everyone that supported Friends of Feeney. Actually, I'd like to thank my guest, Marcus. What's up, Marcus? Marcus brought an Emmy. This is Marcus Patton, everybody. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. I'm excited to be here. I thought that'd be great to bring as a set piece.
Yeah.
Usually it just sits on my fireplace, so now it gets to go outside for a minute.
Well, you know, I'm a third grade teacher. This is show and tell right here.
That one specifically, we won that one for the 22-23 year. Confirm me if I'm right.
22-23.
That one specifically is for SportsCenter as a producer. I have 3. So one of them I got shortly after I got to ESPN. That was for a special production called This Is SportsCenter. Mm-hmm. It was somewhat of a reality show, a behind-the-scenes look at SportsCenter. So SportsCenter was live on ESPN while this production was live on ESPN2. Mics everywhere, cameras everywhere, handhelds. We've got talent running through the back halls. Production assistants are working on highlights. We're in the edit suites. We're running out of the edit suites. Directors, producers. It was fantastic. So we won an Emmy for that on the technical side.
Yep.
So I won that one as a camera operator. I won that one as a producer, and then my most recent one was last year on the management team for studio operations for the NFL draft.
Wow. Are you currently the supervision production operations?
Yes, I'm a
supervisor.
Yes, I work on the management team and production operations. Yes, we oversee all of our studios, and we oversee the teams, the technical teams that operate those studio pieces. Our audio operators, our media operators, technical directors, studio hands. It's our we call it PD, but it's a lot of our remote kind of, we like to call one-man band operations, right? That one person that's in there. It's a lot of stuff for Deportes and iNet, and that one person will do audio, technical directing, some automation. For media
Yo, is that a past podcast guest?
It's Feeney Friends.
Feeney Talks with Friends. This is Andrew. How's everything, buddy? Nice to see you. Shake my hand.
Oh, man, people are going to have so many questions.
Any questions? Go back to see episode 57.
I can do an update while I'm here.
Please do.
Please.
I ran into a lot of different challenges one night, and it didn't work out to the place I originally hosted it with. But now I'm work at several different places. I now have a brand of public speaking contracting for like schools, providers, nonprofits that focus on the autism scene.
That's so good to hear.
And I don't know how this came to be. I will be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Well, you were a great guest.
I'm strictly a coffee guy. Just ignore anything else that you see in the background.
Yeah, exactly. He drinks coffee. Let's be clear. He wants to be
hot coffee.
Hot coffee.
Like, I would go to any inclusive coffee shop.
That's great.
Well, wonderful seeing you. Best of luck, and thank you for the update. Impromptu surprise guest, episode 57. You're the man. He's a coffee guy. Marcus, thank you for allowing me to say hi to a friend.
No, that was fantastic. It literally fits your brand. Perfect.
Be a good friend, you know? That's our motto. Be a good friend, hold the door, give compliments, pick up trash that's not yours, be charitable. So it's so great that you're here, my dude. You were my friend a long time ago. We'll get into that, but Neff Hall, were you a Neffugee?
Yes, sir. 528.
520. Oh, you remember your room number?
528.
What number what was I then?
That I don't know.
You're 528. Last one on the right.
Last one on the right, and I took the number with me. Took it right off the wall. It's at the house.
Oh, that's so great. No, you were a good friend then, and it's so great to catch up with you. This is for you. Thank you for support and your donation to Friends of Feeney. It truly means the world, and I'm really excited to talk with you. This is my guy, Marcus. He's at ESPN for 20-plus years.
Yep.
He is on the board of the Diversity Council of Bristol. He's a girl dad. He went to Southern. He 3-time Emmy. And these things are heavy.
They're very heavy.
And
I think the ones when you're watching it on TV and they're throwing that thing around, I think that might be hollow, right?
Okay.
Because again, it takes time. It takes a while for us to get them. So once they're done, they take them, they print them. They're all handmade. Every single Emmy is handmade. Every single one. Yep.
Of the three, are yours slightly different? Can you see any?
So there's only one. The one that I got in the early 2000s kind of has a different gold to it. But outside of that, they're all the same.
So an Emmy, if you're wondering, is the National Academy of Television Arts and Science. And there's rules. There's 3 rules. Do you know the 3 rules on the bottom?
I don't. I rarely see the bottom. I do know. I don't know what's on there, but here's what I do know. I believe that she always has to be facing left.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Always, right? If you're, yep. And if for some reason you ever need to get rid of it, I believe you have to return it to the academy.
Very good. That's rule number 3. If a recipient or their successor any purpose to dispose of this Emmy statuette, the person shall be obligated to return the statuette to the academy, which will be retained in the storage and the memory of the recipient. So please do not throw this in the trash, Marcus. I'm so glad you brought this. This is cool. So glad you're here. And if you didn't know, this is Feeney Talks with Friends. My name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that need assistance after heartbreak or tragedy. I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people that are doing great things in the community. Bristol community. Oh, we moving on from ESPN? How we doing with ESPN?
So it's up to you.
Let's talk a little more ESPN, then we'll go to Bristol.
Sure, it's up to you.
Well, ESPN's in Bristol.
Sure is. Yep,
Your diversity council in Bristol.
Yes.
Do you live in Bristol?
I do.
You grew up in
Born and
Bristol.
raised, yep.
Bristol Central.
Bristol Central High School. Go Rams.
Go Rams. And now, how many years now at ESPN?
I'm going on 25. Going on 25 with ESPN and the Walt Disney Company. It is a huge sense of pride for me. Grew up a dreamer. Grew up wanting to work in pro sports. So to be able to tell those stories, really, I just want to tell stories, right? Whether they're stories of the people, right, which is a lot of my community work that I do now, just allows me to tell stories about people and also help people tell their own stories, which is really when stories get genuine, is when people get to tell their own story. But then we get to tell stories of athletes, right? And those are in many cases, those are the pictures for us that inspire us forward, right? And we get to present them to the general public, and what they do well. So it's a kind of a full circle moment of what I love and take pride in, and then what I'm good at, you know.
Yeah, you always loved sports. I remember at Southern, you knew players, was it wrestling, women's basketball, Florida Gators, of course. You're all Gatored up.
Love my Gators.
Bills, Mets, and I think that was it. But no, it was great.
Even sports at school, right? There wasn't a lot of people walking across the street to Southern women's soccer games, right? I was.
Oh, nice.
If people were kicking balls, throwing balls, shooting balls, I was going. I heard we'd had a hockey team, a club hockey team at Southern. I couldn't find it. I wasn't driving for most of the time we were at Southern, and then I found out that our facility was off campus, so I was like, I guess I can't go there. But yeah, well, everyone was hanging out and partying. I was just trying to immerse myself in more sports.
Very cool.
Very cool. It's been a fitting career. I literally don't feel like I've worked a day in my life. I would do it for free.
That's right. When you find a job that you love and it feels like you never worked a day in your life, that's so cool. Some past podcast guests, Kenny Mayne.
Sure. My guy.
Episode 38. Go back. He was on the Feeney Talks with Friends.
Kenny.
Any Kenny anecdotes or tidbits or stories?
Great Kenny story for you that I can go right off the dome, and it wasn't really all that long ago. So we have one of the most fun areas to work in at ESPN is a room called screening. It's a large room. It kind of looks like a sports version of the New York Stock Exchange, right? Big room, high ceilings, noise, TVs. Someone scores a touchdown. It kind of sounds like a sports bar without.
Yeah. I think I've been there.
The drinks. Okay.
Berman sit front and center. Does he have a special seat? Chris Berman?
No, not in screening. Not in screening. But if you've been there, it's the biggest room there, and there's a ton of people in there just consuming sports.
Okay.
It's got a big scoreboard looking thing at the top, up on the ceiling. It almost looks like the inside of an NBA facility.
Oh, right.
But I was supervising highlights in there. Kenny's walking by the outer part of that. So he walks in just to see what's up. It's a big horse racing day. I can't remember if it was Belmont or Churchill. I can't remember what race it was.
Kentucky Derby.
But
Belmont.
Kenny loves that stuff. So
Okay.
it was one of those days. He walks by, walks in, sees everyone just kind of having a good time. He goes, "Hey, if I give you $200 right now, you think you can buy pizza for everybody in here?" Yeah, if that's what you want to do, you want to buy pizza. There's 100 people in here. You want to buy pizza for everyone in here? Yep. He goes, "There's 100 people. Okay, make it 300. And here you go. Go up to Savoy. I love the pizza at Savoy. Call them. Tell them Kenny sent you." And in West Hartford. And that's exactly what we did. He handed me $300 cash. He wanted to treat everybody to pizza. He literally just walked off after that. He had a couple shows, but he wanted to do that out of the kindness of his heart. So cheers, Kenny. Those are the little things that really make talent stand out. Because we work pretty hard, right? And it's not so much that we work hard for them, but it's a team game, right? So to have them do little gestures like that are fantastic. But that's one of the ones that I'll always remember for Kenny.
Kenny Mayne. That's great. And then Seth Wickersham, episode
I don't
6.
know Seth.
And he wrote a book about quarterbacks and Tom Brady.
I haven't met Seth.
Shane Spencer from the Yankees,
Okay.
episode 151.
Wow.
And my guy Greg Jewell has some Emmys, a West Hartford guy.
Love Greg. How
Yeah?
you doing, Greg?
You got any stories about Greg?
No, not in particular.
Did
But
he buy everyone pizza too?
Definitely no, but I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he would have. Well respected professional and someone who allows us who really kind of paves the way for a lot of us to do the things that we do. So
Very cool.
Greg's very much appreciated.
He was a producer of Sunday Night Football, right? Sunday. What's the show before? Berman, Ray Lewis, Hasselbeck. Countdown. Excuse me. Countdown.
Yeah. Countdown. Still runs to this day.
And is he still the producer?
I'm not sure what Greg's working on now. Because I'm not on it anymore. So I'm not sure. A lot of times that happens there. Literally less than a week ago, I'm walking through the hallway and saw 4 people that I hadn't seen in years. I assumed they were still with the company, but that's a lot of it's so big that sometimes you're passing by and it's a reunion. I haven't seen you in it. Yeah, I usually work days. Oh, I usually work nights. I'm just here working on some. So those parts are really, really cool. And then sometimes out in the field, right, on remote, on location, you'll pass by people. Sometimes they're still with you. Sometimes they're with another network. But that makes it really cool is that little kind of reunion that we get sometimes.
Yeah. Very cool. And to all your employees and friends of Feeney is on your list where ESPN or Disney matches donations to Friends of Feeney. So tell your friends.
That's fantastic.
You
I didn't know
money.
that.
John Fagan put me onto that. So thank you, John Fagan. He's a good friend. Jeremy Frankel has made a donation. This guy I just played hoop with at the JCC. Romney made a donation. So please like and share that information.
And I will. I've made my donation. I'll be sure to match and try to get it some more cash.
Thank you.
It's a great cause.
I'm
glad you told me that. I did not know that.
You still giving out Disney tickets? You still got the hookup?
I mean, they help us out, and they help us out in a way that at times allows us to help other people out.
Okay.
So again, that's a big shout out to the company because they don't have to do that, and they do.
Yeah, it was really nice.
So it is. It's really cool. They don't last long. They don't last long. As soon as we get them, they're gone. But again, the company doesn't have to do that at all. So the fact that they do, is much appreciated. It's really cool.
So we have a game. It's called First, Last, Best, Worst. Your ESPN moments. You're producing your first production, your last production, your best production, and your worst production, or event, or some sort of ESPN-related activity. Your first one, last one, best one, worst one, any order.
We'll go with the first. A very surreal moment that I bring up often. My first day at ESPN, within an hour and a half's time, I went from watching SportsCenter in my living room, having never really stepped foot on that campus, to an hour and a half later, standing behind a camera, pointing at that exact same set and those exact same talent. Only now it was my job. Within an hour and a half, I had to report to work at around 5 o'clock. I was watching afternoon re-airs from earlier that day. It was time to go. I head in. My first job there was a camera operator in studio. So I meet with the person I'm supposed to meet with. They're like, great, we'll take you to where you're supposed to go, which was the SportsCenter studio. At the time, it was Studio A. I turned the corner, and boom, there's the SportsCenter set. I was just watching it on television an hour and some change ago. So later on that night, I'm learning how to hold cameras. I'm learning how to zoom. I'm getting my shots of framing up my shots of Rich Eisen and Stu Scott. And again, earlier that day, hadn't stepped foot much on the campus side.
I know, talking with Kenny Mayne, I was looking at this guy like, dude, I went to bed and woke up to this guy my whole life, and I'm sitting across from him. So that was a surreal moment for me. So I couldn't imagine being in the actual studio. Because, again, I love sports. I don't know as much as you, maybe, but no one loves sports as much as you. But
you probably do.
But it was so cool to be with him. So I could only imagine.
And I'll tell you what, it hasn't gotten old. It hasn't. I made an Instagram post that literally said that. I think it was the night of the Super Bowl. 25 plus years in, hasn't gotten old. It still feels like that first day. And I would say last thus far, I'm going to go with really that, because my last day at work thus far was Sunday night, Super Bowl night. And I was in our control rooms as we were broadcasting not only our Super Bowl, so we previously haven't had rights to the game here domestically, but we broadcast the game a bit internationally. So I was in some of our control rooms where we were actually broadcasting the game. Our talent were that was Sunday, right? And being able to be there for that as a part of that, right? And then later on, once the game was over, so I don't know if you know this, but the Super Bowl will be on ESPN this upcoming year, our first time. We're very excited about it. Wow. So we did something really cool called the Handoff, which was a piece of production that we'd worked up as a company, really just, okay, it's the handoff to ESPN. We're going to start our Super Bowl coverage right now. What are we waiting for? So we started our Super Bowl coverage that night. We had sets in front of SoFi Stadium, which is where the Super Bowl will be. We did NFL Live from there. We did a show called, we did Scott Van Pelt from there. We did a show called Super Bowl Live from there. And we'll sprinkle some of that, throughout. That won't be the last time people will see it. But again, I just talked to you about that first time. Now I'm talking to you about the last time I was on ESPN's campus doing all that. Pinch me. I get to be part of that. Just regular dude from Bristol that watched it growing up like everyone else, of the kids that are still watching it now going, I would love to be a part of that. Yeah. And I tell people, I'll tell you this, I tell people this all the time, and it's really important to me. In my 25 plus years there, certainly a lot of people have come and gone willingly, unwillingly. In terms of the thing that's one of the things that's kept me there has been our youth, has been the young me's of before. Since I was that kid, I have a younger cousin named Peyton Troth, who's at the University of Alabama. Since the time she's maybe been 8 years old, she's a huge LeBron fan, huge sports fan. She would always go, I want to work at ESPN. I want to work at ESPN. That was literally me. And she has said that for years. So I've always had in my mind, I have an opportunity to help make this place what the youth thinks it is, wants it to be, can imagine of where it's going. I want to be a part of making it that, whatever that is, right? So sure, I could move on, or I could be a part of what I've already helped to build and have that go forward, right? So it's always been a big driving force for me to keep giving ESPN and the Walt Disney Company everything that I have. I'm hoping to leave a lasting mark.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so it was first, last,
best, worst.
Best, worst. Best is going to be easy. I was asked to head out to Jacksonville for the Florida-Georgia game a few years back, right? As you mentioned, I'm a big Gators fan. I grew up with a poster on my wall. It was an image right before the snap of the ball. So it's a Gator helmet and a Georgia Bulldogs helmet lined up right before the snap of a ball. Literally hung over my bed. And, you know, from childhood to adulthood, I'm standing on the sidelines, feet away from a game that I grew up adoring, right? I ended up on TV, right? Not on purpose. Gators scored a touchdown. They're panning the end zone, and I'm standing there with my phone out, and people are sending texts left and right with me on there. I'm like, wow, okay, I guess I made TV.
That's awesome. Is that the greatest cocktail game or something?
What
game is that?
So it was called the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It's not called that anymore due to, students, kids were being kids. They took that as a license to maybe go a little overboard.
Gotcha.
Since they've stopped calling it that, I'm not sure that tailgate has ceased that type of behavior. Again, I've been there. It's still a very live place to be. But yes, that's the nickname of that game.
And then back to Super Bowls. How many have you been to Super Bowls?
I have not been to any Super Bowls. I've always worked in studio. I've largely worked in studio broadcast. So
Gotcha.
I'm here in Bristol. In that case, I spent a time with the social media team, doing social content. So I was there, with the social team. Our social team is always, live on site. Those images you're seeing from our social, from our social handles, those are us on camera, on phone. We're there. That's from a person that's shooting those. We're not stealing those from. A lot of times you can steal them from the broadcast. You can shape them into a tall format.
Yep.
Nope, we're there. So we're sending them out. We're getting all the good stuff ourselves.
Have you been to a game day?
College game day? Yep.
Yep.
That was another great game day, was that same one, right? Just because, again, you've got Georgia people here, you've got Florida people here. We picked the game day.
Yeah.
So game day is the game day selections, right? We need to stay current. So game day selections, where as a nation, we're all finding out at the same time where game day is going, right? You know, it's that's part of the draw. No one knows where game day is going. So, and it's real. Load up the truck, we figure out where we're going, and we're off. We're coming to your city.
Awesome.
So again, the production team, we're on ice, just waiting to find out where we're going.
So the games are on every Saturday. When do you find out? Wednesday?
So
Thursday?
No, a little bit before that. We have to let the weekend games play out, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a good idea. We've got maybe a handful of options, right? Hey, if this happens, this could be good. If this happens, this could be good. And then we let the weekend play out, and it would be, I'd be lying if I said that it was always the same time, same day, right? We know when we know, but it's pretty much the beginning of that week. We gotta get flights. We gotta get people where they need to go, right? Their schedules. So,
and then what about your worst? Something goes wrong or missing or?
You know what? I'll give you my worst, and it's a me thing, right? I love addressing my own issues and errors, right? When I was with social team, it might have been my first weekend with them. That was right when Herm Edwards left ESPN to go coach Arizona State.
Okay.
First weekend, first opening Saturday. So they also have like a screening room where they can all sit and watch games. So I sit in that one. I'm a bit nervous, right, against my first day with a new team, right? Yes, I'd been there for 15, 20 years, but new team. new responsibility. So all the games are starting. I sit down, look up. There's a wall full of games going on. And as I'm scoping all the games out, everyone's hugging and cheering Herm Edwards, and this is great. And I'm just getting accustomed to the day, right? The day had already been going on for a little while, but I'm just getting started. So I look up, I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. Herm Edwards finally won his first game, right? Arizona State, that's awesome. That's our guy, that's our colleague, right? Let's make a post for him. So we go ahead, work it up, make that post on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and start reading through the comments, and they're like, does ESPN know that the Arizona State game hasn't started yet? And I'm like, hey, everybody, I think I made a mistake. And they're like, oh, okay, normally we don't take stuff down. We're taking this down. Let's go ahead and take that down. I'm like, sorry, everybody. That was on me.
What did you see that made you think he won?
The celebration, but they were giving him love. It was in the pregame, right? Yep. So they were on the field. There were no players around them. It was in the pregame, right? To me, it was very similar visually to what it looks like when a victory happens.
Okay,
but
great.
the coolest / worst part about it was now I'm covering postgame, and one of the reporters asked him about him. Hey, your friends at ESPN actually pre-congratulated you, and I was like, oh, I made the postgame.
There you go.
And he's like, hey, those are my guys over there, right? They're always going to champion me, right? And he's back now with us. I don't know that I've told him yet that was me. I see him all the time. So if I haven't told him yet, I have to.
Is he? You play to win the game?
Yes. But I do. I like bringing that one up again. It always brings you back down when you do loads and loads of live television.
Hey.
Your mistakes are out there for everyone to see.
Right. All right, one last question and we're moving on. In the 25 years, you must have seen a change in the technology, right?
Oh, yeah.
Can you give us an example? Or
I can. I bring this up to a lot of the young people because we're moving forward in technology now.
Yeah.
Never stopped. But for everyone else that's really getting used to, the newer people that are really getting used to embracing change, not only in life, but in their jobs, right? A lot of people that work at ESPN aren't from Connecticut, right? They're from Oklahoma, California, Texas. They're trying to get used to a new place, a new weather pattern, and then all of a sudden, this piece of equipment that they've always learned to use, we're upgrading. Right? So a lot of times that happens a lot of times. So it always gives me an opportunity to go, hey, look, here's what I walked into, and we're 3 stages after that now, right? I'm going into maybe my 5th technology change. But yes, being there from going into HD, right? Just HD, 720p, 1080i. That took a lot of, we're rebuilding sets, we're redesigning sets just for resolution purposes. Then here comes 3D, right? Everyone thought 3D television was going to be the thing, right? We're broadcasting aspects of live sports in 3D because that's going to be the new thing. Then comes ESPN, the phone, right? ESPN, we had our own phone, like literally our own phone. ESPN, the phone. Yep.
No way.
You did the plan through ESPN, right? It wasn't like a version of one of the other places. It was through ESPN. That phone was actually the first device that I'd ever watched live content from. So we were showing, I was at the UConn game in East Hartford watching a Virginia Tech game on a 1.5-inch flip phone, ESPN phone. And so then we built the digital center as we were going into a deeper form of HD, right? We're switching cameras. We're switching over to robotics, right? And then we built DC2, right? And then we're going into 4K, right? And 4K's got to be upgradable to 8K, right? So the technology has changed incredibly. It hasn't stopped. We're doing things now with VR a lot. So, and just on the innovative side of that part, right? We're exploring in that side. So a lot of cool things, a lot of cool toys that we get to play with. And I was just saying to our friend that owns this place, that's the fun part that we just get to play with that stuff, right? figure out the best way to make it work, and then present those stories to our audience with those pieces of technology. It's awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. Maybe we'll have time to get back to ESPN, but we have so much to talk about. You are also the director. This is very cool. So 25 years at ESPN, but recently, as last year, you were appointed last February, right? It's going to be a full year in February?
Yeah, I think we're just over, I would say maybe a year. I would say where we're going into I would call this our second full year.
Nice. And you're
going into our second full year, yes.
Director of the Diversity Council of...
Chairperson.
Chairperson.
Yeah, we call it chairperson. Yep, I'm the chair of the Bristol Diversity Council.
So, as being a third grader, can you explain that role? I'm actually teaching third grade. I'm not a third grader.
I'm going to say, I think, yeah.
Oh, boy. Time out. Can you explain say I was a third grader?
Okay.
What does that mean?
Well played. The Bristol Diversity Council is a official city-run org under the mayor. Our current mayor, Ellen Zaposasu, created the Diversity Council back 2018-ish, and she'd left. Another mayor, Jeff Caggiano, was brought in, served a couple terms, and now Ellen was just reelected back into that seat. Ellen invited me to serve on the Diversity Council, so I was a member of it from 2018 and then in 2024, I was asked to be chairperson. So I served 2025 as chairperson. We're going in 2026. I ultimately simply oversee the meetings. Being an official city-run org, right? We have rules that we need to abide by, Robert's rules.
Mm-hmm.
So
like a Board of Ed meeting?
Yep.
Almost?
Yep. So the chairperson is there to keep order. We have an official record keeper to help us keep our notes, to help us keep time, minutes. So it's really that.
Is it live stream on YouTube?
It's live stream, but through a city link. So folks can find it on the city website with agendas, with every other agenda that a city-run org has. And with that has a link that people can go to, and they can watch it live.
Yeah. I think I met Ellen at a Bristol Blues game.
Okay.
And then the previous mayor, I saw you eating, you were in a restaurant. Were you doing a chicken wing tasting or something?
No. I can only imagine you saw us at Guac and Roll.
Possibly, yeah.
Which is one of our newer Mexican restaurants in Bristol.
Gotcha.
Yep, I was there, and Mayor Caggiano came in.
Because that's when I knew to reach out to you. We had our board of director, Rob Parenti at Green Hill School, had 500 kids yelling, "Be a good friend, be a good friend." The mayor reshared it, got 5,000 likes, and then the next post was my guy Marcus.
Okay, that is what that was then.
Okay, that's where you were.
Yes.
You were sitting in like a booth.
Yep.
Yep. Very cool.
And shortly we can get into a little bit about why that happened, because that was fully related to what the Diversity Council is doing.
Nice. All right, cool. Let me shout out some sponsors. I'll come back for a quick question with that regarding. So we're here at Maximum Beverage in Farmington. Thank you, Matt, and everyone at Maximum Beverage. Thank you, Stefania and Dave from Direct Line Media. Thank you to Brook Golf Law, Keating Agency Insurance. Keating Agency, they just sponsored our beer for the golf tournament on September 12th. I got the check, so thank you, Keating. Sally and Bob's, People's Bank, Parkville Management, The Fix IV, Float 41, and New England Door and Security. So with New England Door and Security, what are 3 keys that make you great as the chairperson for the Diversity Council of Bristol?
I'd wonder who said I was great. I'm doing the best that I can, but I've got a handful of folks that I work with that I'd love to hear from them if they would agree with that or not. But the 3 keys that I try to go into this role with every day is to remember that we're doing this for people, and people deserve to be heard, and people deserve to be celebrated. Hard stop. This life is tough, and it's tough for everybody. Bigger than that, when life's great, oh man, it's so much better than those tough times, man. If it's so much better. 5 tough times and 1 really good time, that gets you through those next 5 tough times, waiting for that good time again. So to remember to celebrate, to celebrate people and their perspectives and their backgrounds and who they are. To remember to be imaginative. Again, life can get pretty run of the mill, right? It can get pretty boring, right? And the status quo is easy. That's the easy part of the gig, but effectiveness usually lives in that curiosity place, right? So when you're doing something new and innovative, people that have been a part of that thing the whole time, all of a sudden can find a new burst of energy to maybe contribute with their own time, or contribute finances, or contribute ideas, because you just came up with something new, right? That they were interested in. And then lastly, to, someone asked on Facebook a while back, what's the best piece of advice that anyone's ever given you? And it was a general post. They weren't talking to me. This person, his name is Dave Heberfeld. He's a Bristol guy, Bristol businessman, but usually tries to get people involved with his post as a community, right? So a lot of times he'll ask questions that people can dig into, and then if you find it, you can kind of scroll down and maybe there's something here for you. And one of his questions was, what's the best piece of advice anyone's ever given you? And that thing is probably my number 3 thing. What I said was, someone once told me that you're not that important. Remember, you're not that important. And on the surface, that can sound horrible. With context, I knew where he was going with it, and I felt that 100%. It really had a great part of changing how I see things. What they were going for was, it doesn't always matter how you feel. It doesn't always matter what you think about things. You're not that important. It's yes, you're you, and you're completely entitled to how you feel, and it has validity. It's serious. And that should live within you, and maybe some of that outer perimeter, and you should really take those things forward with you. But to project those things on to others, to assume that others need to feel that way, right? Well, that's maybe going too far, right? So for someone who hears a lot, and I take in a lot from others, right? Intentionally, I welcome, hey, tell me your story. It's important for me to keep that open-mindedness, and I'm usually able to do that by remembering that I'm not that important.
I like it. Put you in perspective. Not that important. 3 keys of the chairperson. Thank you, Marcus. Friends of Feeney is really starting to grow and expand, and we're really welcomed from the Bristol community. So again, this will be our 3rd annual Bristol Blues game. Like I said, I interacted with the mayor. The superintendent has sent out a very nice email to every school staff and principal. I have a quick share of it if I could find it. Yeah, right here. Boom. It's a beautiful email. I won't read it, but we're going to put that on there. That says, on behalf of the BPS community, I'm going to read it. Heartfelt thank you to Friends of Feeney for their immediate and compassionate response in supporting one of our families who recently suffered a devastating house fire. He goes into our mission, shares our, and then I got the text from the singing principal. Do you know who the singing principal is?
I certainly do. She was one of our principals as a family. Yes, we went to her school.
Come on.
Yep.
Episode 99.
Was she on?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
LaTanya Farrell.
Miss Farrell.
Love her. And then
she's great.
Podcast 100, when we celebrated, I had Javier Colon and Frank Whaley, her band, and she was the band. So back to back with LaTanya. So she sent me a very nice email after receiving that email from the superintendent. It's LaTanya. My heart smiled when I saw this come through a little while on our weekly memo from the superintendent. I'm so glad to be your friend. Peace, joy, light, and ladybugs. She always loved ladybugs. We had Rob Parenti's our board member. He's episode 117. Insight Technology. Do you know them? Tom Holtz and Ryan McKenna. Any chance?
Ryan McKenna I know personally. But okay. I'm not so much sure of the organization.
Yep. 146. I even called the game during the
Bristol
you? Blues, so that's on the podcast. That's out there. That was August 21st, 2024. I said there was an easy pop-up. I go, that's a can of corn.
Can of corn.
Can of corn. So the Bristol community, we're going to try to bring our float into the parade, the Mum Fest. We're really excited to be a part of that. We've helped many families. That was one of the families that we have helped in Bristol. There's recently a father and son crash. A person just recently died shoveling, as heartbreaking as that is. And we've helped all these different families. We helped heartbreak and tragedy, like loss of a loved one, displacement of your home from a catastrophe like a fire, or like a chronic illness or disease. So those are our three categories. And we've just helped our 140th family. And a lot of them are coming from Bristol now. So,
and God bless you, to you and your team.
Thank you. Yeah, can't do it without the team. Anything else you'd like to share about the Bristol Diversity Council? What initiatives are you doing?
I love that you really kind of went through that. It's an understatement to talk about how prideful I am in Bristol, right? That's home, but it's so much deeper than that, right? My grandparents were one of the early African American members of the Bristol community. They came up here from the South. They came up independently, met on the train, right, which is really cool. Settled here. There was work up here, right? One grandparent from Mississippi, one from Alabama. They're coming up here. There's work. They meet. There's a relationship built. They settle in Bristol. Bristol was selling, getting houses to African Americans. My grandparents grabbed one. 11 children later, and nearly 100 grandchildren later, which I'm the 15th of. We were here. Half of my aunts and uncles I'd say most of my aunts and uncles went to Bristol Eastern. The grandkids, a lot of us went to Bristol Central, right? So there's this lineage, right, filtering through Bristol. My grandfather was a preacher at Beulah AME Zion Church in Bristol, and with that, right, it's a lot of African American pastors, really helping to build the community, right? All they had was each other, spotted between a few different churches, so all of those families became friends, whose families then became friends, right? And all those things are still ongoing to this day. Last February, a local contributor named Melina Floyd, someone I certainly recommend that you speak to, she ran a program at the Bristol Historical Museum, I believe, for African American History Month, and she did a panel discussion of a few African American folks who are younger, but were still a part of that earlier generation as children, and to hear them talk, all three of which knew my grandparents, and to hear them talk about, not because I was there, but because of their history in Bristol, I got emotional about it, just sitting in the stands when you hear people talk about your family in ways that you don't even know them, that you never got a chance to know them. That's powerful, right? And especially in a community where I'm serving on the diversity council. My brother, Rippy Patton, has served on countless city-run organizations. He was a chairperson of the DTC for quite a while. He currently just opened up a nonprofit in Bristol called Dads Up Front. So here we are, just all we're doing is trying to make our town, to make our city the best that it can be. Only because why not, right? So with the Diversity Council, that's my vessel. That's an initiative. You know, I was serving on some of the political town committees early on, and realized I'm too positive a person for this. What else is there? Where can I be positive? And I found the Diversity Council. Since then, and thank you to everyone that's asked me, I've been invited to run for things again. The Diversity Council is where I find my place to help create platforms for diversity, right, of all kinds. So that's really what we've been working on. Over the years, we've had some trouble. We'll call it, we've had some mass exodus over the years. Okay. Not on purpose, just life starts lifing, right? And then it's time for half of the people in the org to go, hey, I got to move on. And then in the middle of whatever projects we're on, we've got to start over again, right? So that recently happened. The mayor says, hey, look, is this going to continue? There's only 5 of you. Is this going to continue? I want it to continue. This was Mayor Caggiano. He said, I want it to continue. I feel like there's a place for you here. I know there's a place for you here, but do you guys feel that way? And if so, what does that look like? So I gathered everyone together. We determined we want to be here. We remodeled. We figured out who we were going to be. And what we decided we were going to be was we were going to be a unit of people that created platforms for people to celebrate themselves. Point blank. So we introduced ourselves to the community with a community event last year called the Bristol Meet and Greet. It was an open forum, open mic opportunity for anyone in the city to stand up in front of the mic and go, this is who I am. This is where I'm from. Here's how I landed in Bristol. Here's a little bit about me, right? That when you meet people, when you meet a good friend, it starts with an introduction. Mm-hmm. We wanted to create that platform for people. People loved it,
and
right?
Find a common interest and a bond, and then you
The best part was the afterwards part when everyone started mingling.
Hey,
So then we took over the Cash Mob from Dave Heberfeld, and that was what you saw with Guac and Roll. What that is it's an opportunity for us to allow people of Bristol to vote on a business that they would like to shower with cash for a day. The Bristol Cash Mob, right?
Oh, wow.
So people vote. Guac and Roll won. We did their event that day. So that was the day that the mayor had come in. Everyone comes in, preferably pay cash, but the store takes whatever they take, right? It helps with all those fees, those little micro fees that come from swiping the card.
Yep.
And we are getting ready to plan our second Cash Mob as we speak. And we are also planning our second event as we speak, an event called Words Matter.
Okay.
And that event is leaning on being somewhat of a panel discussion about words in their impact. And then that will finish off with an opportunity for people to stand up and talk about what words mean to them.
What's the sports bar in Bristol? I watched Donovan Kling and UConn win the championship there. It was cool to be in Bristol when that happened.
We got quite a few sports bars. So which one were you at? Were you at
Were
you at Bleachers? Were you at Sporties?
I think it was Bleachers?
Okay. That's on Middle Street. And
that's my vote for Cash Cow. Bring it to Bleachers.
Cash Mob?
Cash Mob.
Cash Mob. So that's a good one. Bars are going to be involved, right? Bars and restaurants.
You're doing restaurants, okay.
Well, we do both. We do all of them. But that's a good one. We'll put it on the list.
All right, thanks. Anything that our listeners can do to support the Diversity Council after hearing us chat? Where can they reach you? Websites, emails, phone numbers? Yeah,
so we are on the city website, right? As you go on there and look at all the city orgs, the Bristol Diversity Council is there. Our email is diversitycouncil@bristolct.gov. Are the two easiest ways to reach us. We are on Facebook, So they can reach us on Facebook, and the DMs are always open. Are probably the easiest ways.
Yeah. No, you're doing great things. I love that you put yourself out there to improve the town and open discussion. And I love that everyone deserves an opportunity to share and be themselves. And best of luck with that friendship and that cash mob. I like that idea.
Thank you, man.
I might steal that and suggest it to West Hartford.
Please do. I'll tell you what. One quick thing. And here's where the impact comes. When we had our candidates, I reached out to each of them and said, "Hey, you're a candidate for Cash Mob. I want to let you know I'm putting you on the list." Most of the businesses were a little nervous. "Hey, whoa, what are you putting me on the list for? What is this?" And the place that won, I had a hard time explaining to them and getting the mind around to them and the other candidates. This is a free service. All we're going, no. You don't owe us anything. It's not a membership. It's not a yearly membership. We're just going to promote your business. We want everyone in Bristol to know that you're here. We're going to talk about you for weeks and after, and we're going to do it at no cost.
That's
at
cool.
no cost, right? So it's rare to find people nowadays that are just doing cool things out of the kindness of their heart without anything to gain from it. We want to make that popular again.
Cool.
Good friends.
Being good friends.
You're
a good friend,
man.
And speaking of which, we're going to talk right where we met. Southern Connecticut State. I'm going to read you a couple text messages.
SCSU.
SCSU.
Text messages.
Oh, here we go. We got text messages.
Oh, boy.
You got to guess who this is from. Marcus was the chillest guy in Neff. Friends with everyone. Never had a beef, never caused trouble. Man was a role model. He was the biggest sports fan I knew, not just NBA, NFL. He knew them all. Women's tennis? Check. Track and field? Check. Pro wrestling? Check. I remember I brought my electric guitar to Neff, cranked it up real loud to start playing 80s and 90s metal. Marcus and his cousin Adam came in, and I felt bad because they thought I was bugging them. They were like, "Nah, man, play some Guns N' Roses. We love this." He and Adam played PlayStation. I had a Nintendo 64. We'd argue which was better. I'd be like, "James Bond." He'd be like, "Please, I'll see your Bond and raise you Tomb Raider, Gran Turismo, and Resident Evil." It was him and his cousin Adam were dangerous in chess, too. We used to kill it in the 5th floor lounge. You know who this is? But one of my favorite memories, this is hilarious, this brings me back, was in the 1st floor lounge when every single afternoon everyone was chanting. You know what TV show everyone watched and we were chanting?
Jerry. And I had a front row seat for because I was a desk worker. So I'm sitting at the front desk with the RA.
Oh, yeah, you did it.
Yeah,
you let us
I was
in.
a desk worker. I was just sitting there while everyone was there making noise.
Oh, so good.
To answer your question, every single note in there I remember. Every single one. I could even walk to his room.
He was directly across the hall from you.
The part that I'm bothered by is his name does escape me.
All right.
So you're putting me out there like that, and I feel bad.
Jeff Craig.
Jeff. Oh. Oh, Jeff Craig.
I haven't texted this guy in 10 years,
guy.
5 years, but
my guy.
And I just D-Lock has been on the podcast. D-Lock's number 58.
Oh, this is great. I get to go back into the
watch
catalog.
that one, and he's like, "I'm watching that one now." He goes, "I love this, man." He's like, "You gonna cut that? Don't cut that. Feeney can't park." I open up the podcast about not being able to park. Jeff then goes on to put together the whole roster.
Whoa.
From 97,
he's
98.
Good.
Feeney and D-Lock, Marcus and Adam, Johnny Blaze and Mark, Andre Eason, Joaquin the Dream and Mike, Wes Jackson, Anthony G., Brian Brown, Kelvin Harris, Jermaine Money Wells, my barber, Deshaun and Hushawn. Jeremy, Sarah Titus, Isaac, Warren, Andy, Lisa Souza, Erica, Nikki, Rob and Rob, the RAs, Marvin and Lewis, the RAs, Jamie, Julia, Christina, and Ann, the RAs. This guy is good. Jeff Craig.
How?
Right?
He's cheating. Somehow, some way, there's no way.
So
That's no ways off the dome. That's unbelievable that he remembered. Wow. Did he get snacks in there? Was snacks in there?
Oh,
Mike
snacks.
Was Snacks in there?
Snacks.
Yeah.
Another. He cut my hair too.
He cut my hair. Yeah, that was my main barber was Snacks.
I loved him.
Did he get Tiger Woods in there? Mike Ray?
No.
Little itty bitty Mike Ray. Yep.
I don't
Looked like
him.
Tiger Woods. Yep.
I don't remember him.
John
Kelvin.
Wiseman.
I'm still cool with Kelvin.
Are you?
Still see him.
Give him my best.
D-Lock, I still see.
CJ, Brian Brown.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
I
Calvin
don't-
Taylor, CJ, Brian Brown.
I don't remember Brian Brown.
I thought you mentioned him.
Yeah, I did.
But, oh yeah.
I don't remember.
So he was real tall. He was probably 6'4", high jumper, darker dude.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How about this guy? Who's this? I remember you guys were morning folks more than us. I remember waking up to Rakim, the 18th Letter, and Biggie, Life After Death.
18th Letter I was addicted to.
And then we're going to show a picture of Marcus.
You got pics?
I got pics.
Wow. You're
It's in
killing me.
We're gonna
This
get-
was not part of the agreement. Going
Yeah.
back into the archives was not part of the agreement.
Look at this. I had the Zinc disposable camera, and you took it, obviously faced it. Boom.
Yep, that's me.
You're in my room.
That's me. That's unbelievable. This is
I
great.
had the TV VCR combo. They only played
Yeah,
Friday and Dumb
yeah.
and Dumber. The closet to the left, the closet to the right.
Wait till I
Marcus.
show Adam. I need these for Adam. I need
yeah.
these for AD. He's gonna go sick over these.
Who else? Joaquin the Dream. He didn't write me back. He wrote something. Maybe I don't want to read on the text. Over.
Hassan and Deshaun.
Those guys were massive.
Yeah, like twins.
Twins.
They were like twins.
I remember he
out of
picked me up
Massachusetts.
over his head, and carried me down the hall like I was nothing.
I think was one of them was Waterbury?
No, they were both Boston.
They were both
Mass.
Boston.
Yeah.
Okay, they were both
Yeah.
Boston. Okay. Yeah, they were
And they lived with Kelvin.
Roxbury.
They had
Roxbury. Yeah.
They had three. They had
Oh,
bunk
they had a
beds.
triple. Yeah, they had a triple.
And I remember Deshaun, they were so big and Kelvin was so skinny. They gave him a drawer to put all his clothes in. Hassan had a closet. Deshaun had a closet. They gave Kelvin a drawer.
Yep.
Kelvin was like, come on, guys.
When I said Waterbury, I was thinking of Tremaine Gladding, T-Main.
yeah.
I was thinking
Boo.
of, yeah.
That's
I
my
was thinking of
guy.
Tremaine Gladding.
Tremaine.
with,
and his sister was there too.
Yep. And
Nuke. Tremaine was Nuke. His brother's Boo. I just saw Paul
Yes.
Gladding, his little brother. Yeah, he's Nuke.
Kenyon Smalls. They were also Waterbury.
Damien.
Damien. Yeah, they were cousins. Kenyon, Damien.
Kenyon was in the Army National Guard.
Yep.
Damien was in the Army
Yep.
National Guard.
I still get to talk to Damien on Facebook.
He hit me up on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That was part of our Waterbury. He was DJing up there. He was the
Yeah.
first one that let me touch his turntables.
Oh
Tell me how to
Kenyon
cut
was
and scratch
great.
a little bit.
I remember
Yep.
Kenyon. Oh man,
Neffugees. Now
Neffugees.
you can't even see it. They built that other dorm right in front of it. So you used to be able to see it from the street, and now they built a dorm, I think it's called West something, that's right in front of it. It dwarfs. Neff just sits behind it. You'd never see it unless you drive in the parking lot.
Oh come on.
Yeah.
No, that was the
hurts.
good old days. Neffugees.
Yeah.
The fifth flow.
Fifth floor. My brother's a Neffugee guy. He was on the first floor.
Yep.
Yep.
Kelvin and those guys were third floor. Trey Neff.
Yep.
And they would high five 3 times.
Yep.
Trey Neff,
That was
Trey
their
Neff.
call. That was their call.
We couldn't do Trey Neff. But Jerry I remember Richard Hamilton hit the shot against Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Snacks, I thought he was going to throw me out the window. we like bumped, and I bounced off, and he just crushed me. We flipped me over this couch.
Now, his brother does. I never get to see Snacks much anymore, but I see his brother a lot. His brother works in the business. He does a lot of work with Andre Drummond and his charity, Andre Drummond's Connecticut-based charity.
Can you get him on the pod, Andre Drummond?
Maybe Mike's brother can, right? He's got the connect, right? So maybe I could talk to him about that. A bigger picture is I also saw him. He spends a lot of time with Dame Drops.
Oh, yeah.
So he's, I'm not sure if he shoots video for him sometime, but I've seen them together.
I reached out to him. I DM'd
to
Dame
Dame?
Drops. I saw him once at Sliders
Okay.
20 years ago before he was like famous.
Yep.
And, he thought he forgot about me. I sent the picture and everything.
Yeah, so
Donovan
there's
Klingon, I'm
a
trying to get
connect
on the
there.
pod.
Okay.
Jay Maya, Great guy.
Great guy.
Waterbury Connect, Bristol.
Could definitely help with Jay, right?
You could get me Jay.
I didn't say that. Could definitely help with Jay.
Jay, you're coming on. Marcus is going to make it happen. All right. Any closing remarks on Southern? And we'll quickly got one more thing. And then, no, it was so good talking with you.
Thank you, man.
Southern Connecticut State.
Yeah, no, it's I appreciate we'll reach into that about the scholastic part of things, right? Just because, Southern Created that opportunity for me. Low key, I didn't even originally get into Southern, right? I didn't really initially get into anything. I at the time when we were coming into school, right, I have ADHD. It's that wasn't something that was, right, back then they called it ADD, but it wasn't even something that if you got tested for it, right, it put you in a different category. Diversity wasn't even overly celebrated like it was. It was, so my grades struggled. I did my best to keep up with them. Things were going over my head, under my head. I was just doing my best to keep up. And honestly, I did enough to stay afloat, but not enough to really get me in anywhere. Southern had a program called SEOP. It was a program for underprivileged minorities to really get a second shot, right? And this program, I think, only has like a 20% graduation rate, right? We're gonna bring in 50 kids, give them a shot. Not even grade circumstances, but circumstances don't usually allow them to finish. I got in to EOP program, so I was at Southern that summer. It was basically summer school for college.
Yeah. When I got there, your room was already set up.
I was already there.
Who's
Yep.
this guy? He looks
I was comfortable. I was comfortable. But that's why I was determined to make it through, right? So Southern created that opportunity for me when others hadn't, from a diversity standpoint. And 3 Emmys later, right, I'm married to the woman that I was dating in high school, and the same woman you met at Southern, that is my wife now.
wow.
And I'm a dad of 2, right? And it's allowed me the opportunity to further my education, make a career for myself, all from a situation where others said no, So shout out to Southern for that.
Let's cheers to Southern. This is where Matt Whitney comes in. Hey, cheers.
Oh, what do we got here? Great. I love local.
Here's to Maximum Beverage. Here's to Maximum.
Cheers, friends.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Yeah, nice little whiskey.
Now, some oakiness off the nose there.
Yep. This guy Marcus knows his stuff.
A little bit of sweetness. Vanilla, toasted almond.
What's your top 5?
Oh,
What's
that's
your top
nice.
5?
That's really nice. Some cinnamon sizzle there on the back end. That's right.
Turning this into a bourbon podcast.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Or whiskey. Excuse me, whiskey.
No, bourbon is whiskey.
Oh, yeah, straight bourbon.
Bourbon is whiskey.
My bad.
What do they say? They say all bourbon is whiskey, not all whiskey's bourbon. Okay, just like cheese. Okay,
All Oreos are cookies, but not all cookies are Oreos.
correct. Right, you got Irish whiskey.
All squares are rectangles, but not
Scotch.
all rectangles are squares. Or the other way around.
Okay, now you're going deep. Now you're going deep.
Squares are.
Yeah. Because you only need 2 sides to be the same, and squares have that. Where for a square you need 4 sides, so a rectangle. That's how we teach the kids, square and rectangle.
90 proof.
Go back in the video. Whatever I said is right.
Distilled in Kentucky. Okay, this is fantastic. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Girl dad. That's our next topic.
Girl dad.
Girl dad, and we're closing out. He's a girl dad. He's a girl dad. I'm a
Cheers
girl
to
dad.
you.
Yeah, you have some wonderful kids doing some wonderful things in Bristol. We'll
My
share
girls
that.
are working. My girls are trying.
Share that. We got to close out, but I would like to share and congratulate your children and the entire family. This is a great story.
It does take a
We'll
village,
pull up
right?
a photo with a 3 out of 4.
It does. It does take a village. Yes. So I have 2 daughters, Haley and Harper.
I'm going to do
What
right
do you
here.
got?
3 cousins, 1 dream.
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful
3 cousins,
pic right
1
here.
dream.
Boom.
Yes. Yes.
Elaborate.
3 cousins. So in that situation, right, where it is a Peyton Troth, Cameron Patton, Haley Patton. Those are the 3 cousins. 1 dream. They all had a dream to compete at Mrs. America. Over the last 4 years, all 3 have done that. With the most recent being my daughter, Haley Patton, competed at the Walt Disney Theater in Dr. Phillips, Orlando, in September. We didn't walk away with the crown, but what what she walked away with was the presidential scholarship to the University of Alabama.
Whoa.
A full scholarship to Mississippi State University, and a handful of general scholarship money. The Miss America organization is the #1 scholarship organization for young women here in America. We are a pageant family, for sure. I think I walked across the pageant stage for the first time. I was 13 years old, walking my cousin Nakia down the Miss Southern New England stage as an escort. Nakia then went on to compete. I think in Miss Bristol, right? My wife, Tracy Patton, and Nakia both competed at the state level. They both ran their own local pageants, Miss Harford County, Miss Rocky Hill, right? So this is our thing.
Wow.
So for my daughter, my niece, and cousin to all have their spot in there is fantastic. Now, when we talk about friends of Feeney and being models of the community, one of the things about the pageant world is they used to call it an issue of concern. Now it's called your community service initiative. Every contestant in the entire country needs a community service initiative. Peyton's was Peyton's Promise. That is an official nonprofit. Is it 501c3? Is
yep.
That what it's called? Yep.
Good.
So Peyton's Promise provides school goods to students who can't get them themselves. Right, books, pens, pads, backpacks. Cameron's is centered around anxiety within the performing arts. Right? You'd be surprised how many people love the performing arts. They get on stage and they do their thing. You have no idea what they're dealing with once the bright lights are not on. And Cameron loves to serve that community. My daughter's is the Ladybug Outreach Program. And I got to talk to Ms. Farrell about the ladybugs, right?
Yeah.
So the Ladybug Outreach Program, Haley works to provide goods for the food insecure and unhoused. So we're working on getting that to be an official 501c3. But those are the 3 community service initiatives that all 3 of them brought to Miss America.
That's amazing.
My other daughter, Harper Patton, shout out to her. She just 14 years old, she hit the Broadway stage, on the stage of The Great Gatsby, just a few months ago in October. She was selected by the Great Gatsby choreographer and a couple of their talent to perform the New Money dance, the viral New Money dance that takes place in the show.
Gotcha.
As a bit of a fan engagement. So if you go to the Great Gatsby website, you can see it. Harper and her friend Evelyn from Bristol Central High School theater programs and BAME's theater program, graduates of BAME's theater program, had hit the Great Gatsby stage to perform that. They're doing incredible things. I'm proud of them. They're both honor students.
Good kids.
Again, at Bristol Central High School, they're doing great. I don't know what to say. Me and their mom are overwhelmed.
Congrats, man. Cheers again. It was so good to talk with you. We can
Thank
talk
you, my
forever.
friend. Yes,
but
we can,
unfortunately,
and
we
we
shoot for
should.
50 minutes of Feeney, but we did over an hour. I can't thank you enough. You brought his Emmy. I'm taking this home. Thank you, Marcus.
That one's for you.
Appreciate this.
If you throw it away, make sure you send it back to the Academy.
This podcast won an Emmy. Talked Southern. We talked Diversity Council. We talked ESPN. Can't thank you enough. Actually, I did a Broadway thing. We're going to throw that stick around to the end. There's a Broadway video. I was a producer. I was in Gutenberg, the musical.
Okay.
Came out and said, I eat dreams. I eat them too. All right, we're gonna close
I'm a big
up.
Broadway fan, too. I'm a Phantom of the Opera. I know almost every word of it from start to finish.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's a fun fact about me.
And we had trivia we didn't even get to.
I'm glad we didn't get to the trivia.
I know. We got an athletic game on July 11th, Yard Goats game on August 14th, and our 5th annual golf tournament, September 12th. Please be there.
Love the golf tournament.
Shout us out on ESPN. And we'll say be a good friend on 3. 1, 2, 3. Be a good friend.
Every day.
Dreams, we eat them. So everyone, we eat dreams, we eat them. Not just a Broadway producer, we eat dreams. I eat them too. We eat dreams. I eat them too. Hello everyone, it's Eric Feeney, local Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wait, Ethan, on your way to Broadway.
Wait, what?
That's right.
What?
Broadway!
What? What?
The show is fantastic.
Thank you.
You don't have to sing another note. Right here, I have a Broadway contract. I'm so proud of you. You have a show.
Oh my God!
At the friends of Feeney.